All right, let's take a quick look at factoring review 2D. It's another trinomial. Okay, so first of all, I look for anything that's common, and notice that first of all, the variable is not common to all three terms. And then secondly, notice that the trailing coefficient here, okay, the final coefficient or the constant term is prime, okay, that the coefficient of the middle term is prime. Okay, well there's nothing common. Okay, so that I don't need to worry about. So now, to be consistent with the method that I've established, I'm going to take that first term and multiply it by the last term. So I'm going to get 12x squared. And I'm looking for two numbers whose product is 12x squared, whose sum is negative 7. Okay? And this is one of those that I think is actually pretty obvious after just a couple moments thought here. It's going to be negative 4x, negative 3x. Okay? So now I'm going to build my binomial. Remember that these two numbers are not necessarily part of these binomials, okay? What they are the outside product and the inside product, okay? Now they may be part of it, but they might not be. Now what I do is I take a look at the first two terms in these two binomials. Their product has to be 4x squared. Now I've got one other thing to consider here though. This first term here is also got to be a factor of negative 4x when I multiply it here. So this term multiplied by this one gets us 4x squared. This term multiplied by this one gets you negative 4x. Well, what the heck should that be? And the biggest number that I can think that would go for both of those would be 4x. Now, before you start looking at that negative and saying, whoa, 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 there's a negative there, maybe that should be negative. You know what? Consider that negative over here. Just as a habit, push that negative to this term over here. Okay? So now 4x times this term right here should be x, so that when you multiply those two together, I get 4x squared. Good. 4x times this term right here should be negative 4x. Well, that makes that negative 1. Okay? If this is x right here, this times this term has to give us negative 3x. Well, there's the x, which means this has to be negative 3. Sorry. And so my two factors are 4x minus 3, x minus 1.